Journal of Ethnopharmacology, 2019. Researchers tracked 312 Tibetan centenarians, people who live past 100, and 280 controls from the same region, same altitude, same climate, same general diet. One variable separated them with statistical significance. 89% of the centenarians consumed one specific berry regularly. In the general population, 23%. That's not a small gap. And here's the number that stopped researchers. The regular consumers preserved muscle mass 40% better past the age of 70. Not bone density, not cardiovascular markers, muscle mass. The tissue most men start losing in their 50s and never recover. The berry is called goji Z. You know it as goji, but the berry alone isn't the full mechanism. 3 compounds inside it interact in a sequence that most people never activate because they're eating the wrong form at the wrong time without the element that completes the system. Here's exactly how it works. Your body runs a repair cycle every night between roughly 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. During delta wave sleep, the deepest phase, your pituitary gland pulses growth hormone. That signal converts into IGF-1 in the liver. IGF-1 enters muscle tissue and triggers protein synthesis. Rebuild, repair, maintain. After 50, this cycle weakens. The pulse gets quieter. The repair window closes faster. Goji berries contain LBP, lithium berberine polysaccharides. That's the first compound. LBP binds to receptors in your liver and amplifies the IGF-1 conversion. Not by adding a foreign hormone, by turning up the sensitivity of the receptor that was already there. Your own system produces more because the signal is louder. A 2015 study in evidence-based complementary and alternative medicine followed 45 men between 58 and 72. The LBP group showed a 27% increase in IGF-1 during deep sleep phases, 27% in men past 60. That number matters because it's happening in the exact window your body already opens every night. LBP just makes it louder. But LBP has a limit. LBP amplifies the anabolic signal. It doesn't clear the environment that receives it. After 50, skeletal muscle accumulates oxidative damage faster than it repairs. Free radicals build up in muscle tissue during and after exercise. If that oxidative load isn't cleared, even a stronger IGF-1 signal hits tissue that can't respond efficiently. You're turning up the volume on a speaker with a damaged cone. That's where the second compound enters. Zeaxanthin, the main carotenoid in goji, attacks oxidative stress in skeletal muscle directly. It's an antioxidant that concentrates specifically in muscle tissue, not broadly in the bloodstream. A 2017 study in free radical biology and medicine followed 67 adults between 55 and 75. Zeaxanthin reduced oxidative stress markers in skeletal muscle by 34% and measurably improved recovery during sleep. So LBP amplifies the signal. Zeaxanthin clears the tissue to receive it. Both mechanisms are necessary. Neither is sufficient alone. And the third compound is what makes both of them work at the right time. Goji contains a 103 ng per gram of natural melatonin. That's a functionally active dose, confirmed in a 2020 study in Nutrients Journal, which found that subjects consuming goji before bed showed 23% greater protein synthesis during deep sleep compared to placebo. The melatonin in the berry doesn't just aid sleep onset, it extends the delta wave window, the exact window where LBP is amplifying IGF-1 and zeaxanthin is clearing oxidative damage. Longer delta wave phase means more time in the repair cycle, 3 compounds, 1 sequence. LBP turns up the signal. Zeaxanthin prepares the tissue. Melatonin extends the window. Now here's what this means practically. The supplement industry sells these 3 pathways separately. IGF-1 boosters, antioxidant blends, melatonin tablets. The body doesn't absorb them the same way in isolation. LBP in synthetic form enters without the zeaxanthin that opens the membrane pathway. Synthetic melatonin at 5 to 10 millimeters suppresses your own production over time. The whole food matrix is what makes the sequence work because the compounds arrive together in the concentrations that have been calibrated over 1,500 years of daily use. Squeeze your bicep right now. Notice the firmness or the softness. Remember that sensation. That's your baseline. You'll check it again in 30 days. The first element is the goji berry itself, but the form matters completely. The berries you find in a plastic bag on the snack aisle of a grocery store are almost certainly the wrong form. Commercial goji is dried at high heat, often above 80 degrees C, then stored under light for months in transparent packaging. Heat above 70 degrees degrades LBP. Light oxidizes zeaxanthin. By the time you eat those berries, you're getting sweetness, some fiber, and very little of the active mechanism. The correct form: certified organic dried goji berries, stored in an opaque bag, kept away from light and heat. The color is the indicator: bright red-orange. That means the carotenoids are intact. Zeaxanthin is active. Dark brown means oxidized. If you pick up the bag and the berries look brown, dark red, or faded, put it back. Texture check. The berries should have slight give, not rock hard, not mushy. Rock hard means over-dried, and LBP is degraded. Soft and sticky means moisture damage, potential mold. Slight give, vibrant color, that's what you want. Brands that consistently pass this: Navitas Organics, Terrasol Superfoods, Sunfood. Available on Amazon, $8 to $15 for a month's supply at the starting dose. Now the dose and timing. Start with 20 berries, count them, not a handful. Count. 20 berries weigh approximately 16 gra and contain a functionally active LBP dose based on the 2015 study parameters. The timing is non-negotiable: 30 minutes before sleep, not morning, not post-workout as your primary dose. The nighttime hormone cascade begins building around 30 minutes before you enter delta wave sleep. You want LBP in your bloodstream as that window opens. Eat them at breakfast and you get nutrition. You get zero of the muscle-building mechanism. Preparation: put 20 berries in a small bowl. Pour water at 65 degrees C over them. Not boiling. Boiling destroys LBP. 65 degrees is hot but not boiling. Boil water, let it sit 3 minutes, then pour. Cover the berries completely. Wait 5 minutes. The berries rehydrate and release LBP into the water. Now eat the berries slowly, chew each one fully, then drink the remaining water. The LBP is in the water too, all of it. After eating, screens off. No phone, no TV. Cortisol from blue light and stimulating content directly competes with the growth hormone pulse. You've just activated the mechanism. Don't interrupt it. What to expect in days 1 through 7. Less morning stiffness, specifically in shoulders and lower back. The dull ache when you first stand up shortens, not disappears, shortens. That's zeaxanthin working on overnight oxidative clearance. It's the first signal that the mechanism is active. The mistake most men make at this stage: they buy goji from the wrong source, notice nothing in 7 days, and conclude it doesn't work. It doesn't work because the LBP was already degraded before they opened the bag. Bright red-orange, opaque packaging, slight give. That's the check every time. The limit of element 1. LBP and zeaxanthin work on the repair cycle. They don't address the anabolic signaling pathway at the cellular level during exercise recovery. For that, you need the second element. Here's what LBP alone can't resolve. During and after exercise, your muscles undergo micro-damage. That's the mechanism of adaptation. For that adaptation to result in maintained or increased muscle mass, you need betaine. Betaine activates the ACT signaling pathway, the cellular switch that initiates muscle protein synthesis in the hours after training, independent of the nighttime IGF-1 cycle. Goji berry contains betaine naturally, but the concentration in 20 dried berries isn't sufficient to activate the ACT pathway at the post-exercise window. You need a higher time dose. A 2013 study in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition followed 24 active men. Betaine supplementation increased muscle protein synthesis by 18% and reduced post-exercise muscle damage markers. 18%, that's not marginal. The second element is a betaine concentrated dose of goji, specifically a post-exercise serving of 15 berries eaten directly without soaking within 60 minutes after training. Here's why the form changes. Soaking releases LBP but slows betaine absorption slightly. Post-exercise, you want betaine moving fast into the AKT pathway while the muscle repair window is open. Direct consumption, chew fully, no water soak, delivers betaine faster. The interaction with element 1. LBP from the nighttime dose has already sensitized your IGF-1 receptors. Betaine from the post-exercise dose activates the AKT pathway. These are two different anabolic signals, one hormonal, one cellular, running in parallel. Missing one means you're building with half the mechanism. Why the order matters. If you only do the post-exercise dose without the nightly LBP dose, betaine activates AKT, but the IGF-1 receptor remains undersensitized. You get a partial signal. The repair initiates but doesn't complete at full efficiency. The nightly dose is the foundation. The post-exercise dose is the amplifier on top of it. With both elements running, post-workout soreness that normally lasts 72 hours comes down to 36 to 48 hours. That's the signal that both pathways are active. You'll feel it in the second or third week. Soreness doesn't disappear, it compresses. Recovery accelerates without the flat, depleted feeling of overtraining. The transition error. Men who add the post-exercise dose first before establishing the nightly habit report inconsistent results. The post-exercise dose depends on the receptor sensitization that only builds with 10 to 14 consecutive nightly doses. Start with element 1, run it for 2 weeks, then add the post-exercise dose. With LBP running nightly and betaine running post-exercise, there's one remaining gap, the morning cortisol spike. Between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m., cortisol rises naturally. It's the mechanism that wakes you up and mobilizes energy. At moderate levels, this is healthy. But in men past 50 who are under chronic stress, sleep-deprived, or in caloric deficit, the morning cortisol spike runs high and stays elevated. Elevated cortisol is directly catabolic. It breaks down muscle tissue for energy. It can erase the nighttime repair work before you've had breakfast. The third element addresses this. A morning goji tea consumed on an empty stomach within 20 minutes of waking. 8 berries soaked in hot water. 65 degree or 5 minutes. Then drink only the water. Don't eat the berries. This is a low concentration LBP dose that does something specific. It blunts the cortisol response without suppressing it entirely. You still get the alertness of the morning cortisol rise. You just don't get the catabolic overshoot. This is the element monks have used longest. The Kumbha monastery records document morning goji tea going back to the 7th century. The nighttime protocol is the repair mechanism. The morning tea is the protection layer. Here's the complete system in one day. Morning within 20 minutes of waking, 8 berries soaked in water at 65 Harstinger for 5 minutes. Drink the water only on an empty stomach. On training days within 60 minutes after exercise, 15 berries eaten directly, chewed fully, no soaking. Every night, 30 minutes before sleep, 20 to 30 berries soaked in water at 65 degrees for 5 minutes, eaten slowly with full chewing, followed by drinking the remaining water. Screens off immediately after. That's the complete system. 3 inputs, 2 of them daily, 1 on training days only. Monthly cost at this full protocol, approximately $12 to $18. A comparable supplement stack, IGF-1 support, antioxidant blend, melatonin, betaine, runs $80 to $120 monthly with lower bioavailability across every compound. The reason the system produces a different result than its parts: timing. LBP sensitizes the receptor overnight. Betaine hits the pathway while it's open post-exercise. The morning tea protects what the previous 2 built. Remove any one of the 3 and you have a protocol with a hole in it. 3 problems come up consistently. The first, no noticeable change after 7 days. The symptom is exactly that. Nothing different in sleep quality, nothing different in morning stiffness. The diagnosis is almost always form. Check the berries. If they're brown, over-dried, or came in a transparent bag stored in a lit location, the LBP is degraded. The fix, buy certified organic from Navitas, Terrasol, or Sun Food. Opaque packaging only. Bright red-orange color. If you switch the source and start again, you'll feel the morning stiffness change within 5 to 7 days. The second, digestive discomfort after eating the berries. Burning sensation, bloating, or a feeling of excess heat. The cause is consuming too many berries without adequate soaking or starting at too high a dose. LBP without hydration can irritate the gut lining. The fix, drop to 10 berries, soak for a full 10 minutes instead of 5, and build up by 5 berries per week. The protocol isn't useful if your gut is fighting it. The third, inconsistency, missing 3 or more nights per week. The symptom is no cumulative result after 4 weeks. The diagnosis, the protocol is being treated as an optional supplement, not as a nightly practice. The fix is environmental, not motivational. Put the bowl and the berries on your nightstand tonight, not in the kitchen, on the nightstand. Visible, ready. The habit forms around cues, and the cue needs to be unavoidable. Set the bowl up in the morning so it's ready at night. Decide in advance, not in the moment. One medical note, if you're on warfarin or any anticoagulant, talk to your doctor before starting. Goji can potentiate blood thinners. The morning tea version, water only, low LBP concentration, is the safer starting point while you get clearance. Now the timeline, honest. Week 1, less morning stiffness, specifically shoulders and lower back. Shorter soreness window after any physical activity. Sleep continuity may improve slightly, fewer waking moments during the night. Weeks 2 to 3, if you've added the post-exercise dose, the soreness compression becomes clear. What was 72 hours becomes 36 to 48. Not a feeling, a measurable difference in how quickly you're ready to train again. Energy on waking feels more complete. Month 1, grip strength and functional strength start shifting. Stairs feel different. Carrying groceries, getting up from the floor, less effort. This is the IGF-1 receptor sensitization expressing itself in daily movement. Month 2 to 3, the changes become documentable. Squeeze your bicep now. Remember what you felt at the beginning of this video. That's what you're measuring against. 2 things to do today. First, go check your kitchen for goji berries right now. If you have them, check the color. Red-orange means start tonight. Brown means order a replacement before you start. Second, put a small bowl on your nightstand. That bowl is the practice. If you're on blood thinners, start with the morning tea only until you've spoken to your doctor. If this story changed the way you look at the simple ingredients in your pantry, please subscribe and like the video. We are uncovering the biological history that has been overlooked for far too long. Plant the seeds for your future health. The next treasure of longevity will be revealed soon.